Hi everyone, today I show you how to make the Mellow bag mini version. So the name is from me, as you can tell, like it's again a weird name for a bag, but I think it's just perfect for this bag. So I show you how it looks like when I wear it right here. So this is a mini version of the big one right here. You have the tutorial right here if you want to do the big one, but in this video I will show you how to do the small one. I show you the inside, so you see it's like a small camera bag. It's just super convenient when you go, you know, on a date or stuff like that. You don't want to have a big bag, so this size is absolutely perfect. I made this one yellow checkered, then I make a top one because I think it matched with everything, and I made a white one. Oh, there is there is a thread. Anyway, so I made a white one as well. The good thing about this pattern is that you can use any type of yarn, like whatever you want, you can use it to make this bag. You will see the pattern is really easy to follow. Is single crochet and chain stitch. That's all you need to know to make this bag. You just have to follow my instruction. So I will show you everything in the video, but if you prefer a written version of the pattern right here, you can download it on my Etsy shop. Thank you so much if you decide to do so, because you are supporting my channel by doing that, and I can keep making tutorials for all of you. So thank you so much if you decide to get the PDF version. You have picture, you have all the instructions, and let's get started with a list of supplies. Thanks to the pattern structure, you can choose any type of yarn. The ones that I will tell you are just suggestions. If you want the same look, like chunky stitches as the one in the pictures, the weight category has to be the same as indicated. So for the supplies, the links to purchase are in the description, and also if you want similar yarns that are available in Europe, the link is in the description as well. So I made 3 types of bag, and I will tell you what supplies I used for each bag. So for all the bag I used a hook 8mm. For bag number 1 I used 1.5 skeins of from Premier Yarn Basics Chenille Brights in color Mushrooms, and the weight category is 6, super bulky. Bag number 2, I crocheted 2 yarns together to make the bag more sturdy and more resistant over time. So I used 1 skein of Parfait Chunky, which is super bulky, like the weight is super bulky, in color cream, with Caron 1 pound. In white, I use less than 1 skein, and it's a medium weight acrylic yarn. And finally, for bag number 3, I wanted like a checkered effect, so I chose 2 different colors. So I used less than 1 skein of Premier Basic Chenille Bright in white, which is super bulky weight, and less than 1 skein of Berna Baby Blanket Sparkle in Sunshine. It's very pretty, it's like sparkly and stuff, so I chose these 2 colors, and I thought he went very well together. And for the 3 bags, I use the same other supplies, so darning needles to sew the pieces together. As I said earlier, all the links to purchase are in the description. Then I use cotton or acrylic yarn, similar color to the bag, to sew the pieces together. A measuring tape, very important for this pattern. Then stitch marker, sewing clips, and shoulder straps. As I said, the links are in the description for the shoulder strap. It's from Amazon and it's very good. It has every color you want. So some notes before we start. You have the dimension of the bag on the right. The following video is a step-by-step tutorial to crochet my Mellow bag mini version. You can get the written pattern on my Etsy shop as a PDF file, as well as a pattern for a bigger version of this bag. If you want to make it bigger, I have a pattern for it. The link is in the description, and thank you so much for your support if you decide to purchase from my Etsy shop. You can use any type of yarn, but to have the same bag with the same dimensions, make sure to respect the measurements that I will give for the different pieces. That's very important. If sometimes the video goes too fast, you can slow it down in the YouTube reader in the setting, And if you have any question, please let me know in the comment section. Let's get started. Si vous parlez français, voici quelques abréviations que je vais utiliser dans le tuto. Donc, c'est des abréviations anglais. Donc là, vous avez les correspondances en français également. So, let's start with the main part. So, we will start by making 18 chain stitches. And you can see because I'm using Premier chunky yarn, I'm also using acrylic thread at the same time to make the bag more sturdy. So 18 chain stitches. Also, for later in the pattern, I suggest you to insert a stitch marker in the first stitch of each row to avoid missing stitch. But that will be for later. It's just a suggestion, you don't have to do it. Then you will skip the first chain stitch from the hook and start crocheting in the second chain stitch. And you will make one single crochet in each stitch. And now you will measure what you just made to make sure it's 7 inches long or 17.8 centimeter. If it's wider than 7 inches, redo row 0 and row 1, but this time remove some chain from row 0. For example, try with row 0 17 chain stitches. But if it's shorter than 7 inches, add some chain stitches. For example, try with 19 chain stitches. And once you get the right measurement, you can turn your work without making a turning chain. Just turn your work and start in the first stitch from the hook. And you will do row number 2, which is one single crochet in each stitch. And now you will repeat row 2 until it's 4.5 inches long or 11.4 centimeter long. So just like row number 2 is just one single crochet in each stitch until you get these measurements. Then row number 3 we will only crochet in the back loop. So you make one row of one single in each stitch only in the back loop. And now grab your lap counter and make sure to count the number of rows you make after row 3. For example, row 4 will be 1. We will need this number for after, so it's really important to count the rows. So row number 4 will be one single crochet in each stitch, and as I said earlier, make sure to have your lap counter with you and count the rows. So row 4 is number 1. And then you will repeat row 4 until it's 6.2 inches or 15.7 centimeter long. And don't forget to count the rows, okay? I know I insist on that. Once you have the same measurement as me, check your lap counter, and if the number of rows you made after row 3 is even, so 2, 4, 6, you will need to make the next row in front loop only. But if the number of rows you made after row 3 is odd, so 3, 5, 7, 9, you will need to make the next row in back loop only. For example, I made 5 rows, so I will crochet the next row in back loop only. So row number 5 will be front loop only or back loop only. It depends on the number of rows you counted. And you will make one single crochet in each stitch in the front loop or back loop. For me, that will be in the back loop. Then row number 6 is one single crochet in each stitch, very easy. You will repeat row number 6 until it is 12.5 inches long or 31.7 centimeters long. We are done with the main part, so you can cut the thread, make a knot, classic finish, and weave in the ends. So weaving in means just hiding the end in the stitches. We will make the bottom and gousset of the bag, which is actually one piece, and the gousset is also are also the sides. So you start by making 5 chain stitches. Then you skip the first chain stitch and you make 1 single crochet in each stitch. Then measure your work to make sure it's 1.7 inches long or 4.3 centimeters long. If it's wider than 1.7 inches long, redo row 0 and row 1, but this time remove some chain stitches. So for example, try with 4 chain stitches. If it's shorter than 1.7 inches, add some chain stitches. So for example, try with 6 chain stitches. It's very hard to say. Then turn your work, no turning chain, just turn your work and start in the first stitch from the hook. And then you will make 1 single crochet in each stitch. Then repeat row number 2 until it's 24.5 inches long or 62 centimeters, so it's quite long. I told you it's like 1 piece for 3 parts of the bag, the bottom and the 2 sides. And then you can cut the thread, classic finish, and weave in the ends. So now we will make 5 strips or stripes. I don't know how to say actually. Let me know in the comment section how we say it. And so you will make 5 strips of the same color if you want to make like the normal bag, but if you want to make the checkered bag, you will make 3 strips with the main color, which for me was white, and 2 with the other color, which for me was yellow. So to make a stripe, you will start by making 18 chain stitches. Then skip the first chain stitch and make 1 single crochet in each stitch. Then measure your work to make sure it's 7 inches long or 17.8 centimeters long. So if it's wider than 7 inches, redo row 0 and row 1, but that time remove some chain stitches. So try with 17 chain stitches. And if it's shorter than 7 inches, you can add some chain stitch. So try with 19 chain stitches, for example. Voila, and once you get the right measurement, you can turn your work, no turning chain, start in the first stitch from the hook and make 1 single crochet in each stitch. And then you can repeat row number 2 until it's 2.3 inches long or 5.8 centimeter long. And then we will make a classic finish, so cut the thread, pass it through the loop to make a knot, and you can weave in the ends. And after that, make sure to make 4 other stripes, I still don't know how to say. And then we will start the assembly of the bag. So you will place the strips as on the video and keep them in place with sewing clips. So I show you, you put 2 horizontally and then you put under, right here, you use sewing clips, and then on top, you see, up, voila. Then you take a second stripe and you put it, this one on top and then under, and the first strip under and then on top. And then with the darning needle and the thin cotton yarn or the acrylic yarn that you used to crochet, this what I used on the video, we will sew the strips together. No need to make the stitches too close to each other because we will crochet a border later, so it's just to make sure the strips gets just stays together. So here you see I just sew the contour. And then take the main part and the front side is facing you. Make sure it's the front side. There is a short side, a long side, and at the middle it's the bottom. So we will connect the strip to the long side. So you put the first stripe under, you see. Then the middle one is on top of the main part, and the third strip is under. You see, so like that it connects. And then we will sew the strips to the main part to make sure it stays in place, and I show you with my finger where to sew. So you start here and you end here. Voila. And then you can sew. Voila, then you can flip your work on the other side, which is the back side, and we will sew the end of the first and the last stripe. Between each strip, you can just pass the thread under the stitches like when you are weaving in to avoid cutting each time. So I will show you with my finger where to sew. So up, you flip your work and then you will sew right here. You pass under here and you sew here. Then no need to flip back your work, grab your hook because we will crochet again and insert your hook in one of the surrounded stitches and attach the yarn by making a chain stitch right here. And now we will make one single crochet in each stitch along the 4 edges, so right here. And in each corner we will make 2 single crochet or an increase if you want. And the 2 single crochet in each corner will help you to turn direction every time. So once you are done, you can cut the thread, do a classic finish and weave in the ends. Then you can grab the bottom gusset piece that you made earlier and fold 4.5 inches or 11.4 centimeter on both ends. So here 4.5, I will measure it to make sure. So you see, yes, 4.5, up, 4.5 again. And then you can sew to make sure he stays like folded. And you may be wondering why we do that. It's just a technique I use to reinforce the structure of the bag to make sure it's not too soft. And now we will sew the bottom of the bag on the back side of the main part, which will be the inside of your bag. The bottom should be placed where you made previously, you know, the back loops and the front loops only when you crocheted them. And here is some like measurement, so it helps you place the bottom to make sure you don't make any mistakes. And here, so I flip my work, you see on the back side, and here is the bottom. And here I measure to make sure it's correct. So once it's placed correctly, you can start sewing the bottom to the main part. So now we will fold the side and sew them to the gousset. So you will see I use a very specific technique to sew the sides. Make sure to follow the same technique if you want to have the same result as me. So do the same thing for each side of the bag. And once you are done with that, you are almost done with everything. You only have to attach the stripe on the strap, the stripe, the, the, the strap, sorry, on both sides. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial for the Melimelo small version of the bag. Don't forget, there is also a big version. So if you want to make a bigger version, the link is in the description for the pattern and the tutorial. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. Let me know what color did you choose for your bag, because I'm super curious to see your creation. I see you soon for new tutorials. Please take care. Bye bye.